Hey everyone! Today's video is all about the importance of tweaking your holiday routine. And I know I had a video out there that talked a lot about, planning for Thanksgiving. And we have an opportunity, it's a week after Thanksgiving, we have an opportunity to see how we did, give ourselves a report card. We had a plan for Thanksgiving and we went ahead and executed that plan. And here we are a week later. How does that plan sit with us? And so I think it's really important to review that plan and give yourself a report card for how you did. And, if you're a B and B plus, A minus, A, you're doing awesome. You might do a little couple of tweaks. But if you're in the C plus, D, or even gave yourself an F, that's okay. You can brush yourself off, you can tweak it, and we can make adjustments for moving forward. And we have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, and we have New Year's. So we've got the Bermuda Triangle of holidays, but we can navigate those if we have a plan and if we continue to tweak the plan. And hopefully after a couple of rotations, then you have the Goldilocks plan for you, for how you celebrate the holidays. And I can tell you, nobody gets this right. It's kind of a tweak and kind of keep refining your process. And if we continually tweak it and improve it, then we can get it to exactly where we need it to be. So again, this is an after action review. We did that a lot in the military. And so what we're gonna do is we compare what we planned and what we intended to what the actual outcome is. And we call that an after action review. And I think it's so important for all of us in this healing space to continually do that in our world. And especially around the holidays, we don't get much practice. So, by doing an after action review, we really get to see, what practices went really well. What practices kept us in us that helped us to ground into our power, that helped us to be strong, that helped us to be happy and joyful and peaceful. And we want to keep doing those things. So we ground into those type of activities and those type of people, and whatever we planned for that, we keep doing that. That really keeps us in our power. And what we want to do is those practices that went wrong or didn't go so well, that kept us in a grief spiral or maybe activated guilt and shame and maybe some obligation and duty and doing things for others. We don't want to keep doing those practices. We want to change and improve those practices and do something better. Those don't get us into our power. And so, I welcome you to go ahead and spend, 15, 20 minutes looking at your Thanksgiving plan. How did you do? And, it helps us to refine that for practice going into Christmas and then even going into New Year's. So again, look at, how, the people that you chose to spend your holidays with. How did that feel? Did that family event or Friendsgiving, how did that all work out for you? Was that a positive or a negative? And, what type of activity did you do? Was it small or was it large? And did you like that? And then how was your energy? How was your energy that morning or that day? Or even how was your energy a few days after? Did you dump out? Were you overwhelmed? Were you happy? Were you feeling in your power? And then look at what type of activity did you do? Was that fulfilling? Did you enjoy that? Or was it the same type of holiday routine that you normally do and it just didn't bring any joy? And, again, did you choose to stay home or did you go away for the holidays or did you go to somebody's house? And how did that all feel with all of that? And sometimes we have to try something to know that it doesn't work for us. And sometimes we have to try something and be uncomfortable and then we figure out, oh my God, this thing really worked well for me. So it's a lot of trial and error, and there's no right or wrong here. It's just tweaking and process improvement and getting to that Goldilocks plan. And we are all in charge of that. So we have this opportunity, and I think it would be a really good service to you to just spend that 10 or 15 minutes to evaluate how your Thanksgiving plan went. And I'll just share, there's been some holidays. I'm 4 years post-divorce, and there's been some holidays where I have spent out with others, in a family environment, and that year it suited me, but this year I didn't really want to do that. And there's been holidays that I've spent alone, which has been good too. However, moving forward, I do kind of enjoy the holidays and doing things with people. And, I really, really hit upon a really good Thanksgiving for me. And what that was is, one, there were no telephone calls that were made on that day. And I pulled forth all my telephone calls. So I didn't really have the need to go and talk to anybody externally. And I had already pre-programmed my calls, and, it was awesome. So I did not have, that to deal with. So that was awesome for me. Number two was, I really love the morning of Thanksgiving, and I like having coffee or spending time with people that I care about. It's not about the meal for me. So that morning I got to go over, I have coffee with a friend every week, and that Thanksgiving I called her up. I'm like, hey, can I come over in a half an hour? And she said, sure. And it was like the awesome sauce for me, because she was making homemade cinnamon rolls, and there was awesome coffee and conversation, and I stayed for about an hour and a half, and that just totally filled me up. And that's not something that I've ever done before, and I want to repeat that for next year. So I'm going to put that as part of my plan. And the last part that really was awesome for me was I got to spend time, the actual meal was with some friends, and it was good. And we didn't even do like a traditional holiday meal. It was chicken shawarma, and we just got a chance to listen to music and play games and have a nice meal together. And so for me, that was still tweaking my plan, and I really liked how that felt for me. It felt very grounding and powerful, and I was very joyful and happy, and I would repeat that one all over again. So again, revisit for you what felt good and what you'd like to tweak about it. And we have that opportunity, and we have another experiment coming up for Christmas. We get to tweak that plan and see how that works for us. And so if you have any questions or anything else, my email is highlysensitivewarriorgoddess. I can be at gmail.com. I can be reached out there. I'm always happy to help, and I think we need to be creative in this season of healing to really find what works for us, to be Goldilocks. And our Goldilocks plan is perfect for us. It may not suit anybody else, or it may not look like anybody else's, but it's for us. And that's what this is all about: living life on our terms, being in our power, and being happy and joyful, and just living our best life the best way that we know how in a Goldilocks plan. So have a great day. I look forward to speaking with you in our next video.